Hi, I'm Markus from crosstech.de, and today I'd like to introduce you to Content Builder, our content construction kit extension for Joomla. It is available starting from Joomla 1.5, and this introduction is done with Joomla 3, but is also downwards compatible with Joomla 2.5 and, as I said, with Joomla 1.5. So Content Builder is a pretty unusual content construction kit. It doesn't follow the principle of other content construction kits that you already know. For example, that great K2 or Zoo, which are really great CCKs. But Content Builder is taking a different approach here. You can create list detail views. You can create forms and display and edit your form data using these lists and details, but it also creates native Joomla articles. You can create administrative panels, so all your stuff, all your forms, all your list and detail views will also work in the back end as they do in the front end. And in this tutorial I will create a simple address book application and tell you something about the insights of Content Builder. Because Content Builder speciality is that it is massively extendable through plugins. There are plenty of plugins that ship with Content Builder already, such as the image scale plugin that you can use to create thumbnails and to display larger views of uploaded images. There is download plugin that ships with Content Builder, and rating plugin, and many more. So just let's get started. After you installed the extension, you'll find it under Components, Content Builder, and Content Builder is pretty simple, divided into data storage and into views, and everything is starting with data storages. So when you create a new data storage, then you should know that this data storage is separate from the so-called views. Views are representations on a data storage, so you could theoretically have many views working on the same data storage, but showing and editing different fields. So let's call this data storage address book. You would also have the ability to use one of your database tables, but we don't use that here. And give it a title too. And then we're going to add a field right away. That would be the name of the address. You can leave that blank, it will automatically name that field. Yeah. And then, oh, let's do the street. Zip, and probably an image that we can upload. So that would be our basic data storage, and when closing the data storage, you need to publish your data storage. This is the publishing is one thing that you always have to keep in mind in Content Builder. Most of the things that you are creating in Content Builder are unpublished from the beginning. Then we're going to create a view on that data storage, and with that view we will create a list detail view for both backend and frontend. So in backend you can create your administrative panel, and in the frontend you can create your display list. And yeah, let's get started here. So I say new, and here create a view on the data storage. In the first step, I will add the address book. Here we're going to choose as type Content Builder, because we just use the data storage from Content Builder. There is also a breathing forms integration available, and so we're going to save it the first time, and then you will see that as data source you will have the address book, and then we could enable email notifications on new entries. We leave that for now, and so we choose this only one available source, so we're going to save it again. And now you see that it imported the fields that are available. In our list, we will show all of the fields, so we will need to select all elements and then tell these elements to be included in the list. And we also want to create a form, so we have to declare all fields as editable. So then you have several options here. The most important option when you're creating the most important options when creating a view is the content template tab, for example. And here you create the structure of your content. So the content is actually the details that you will see. I will leave just everything as is, except that I tell the tell ContentBuilder to create a sample, so you don't have to type your structure by yourself. And it's also a good feature to see right from the start what fields you have and how everything looks like. You could open the HTML editor and and edit the sample. Then the other important option we have here is the editable template, and here it's done in the same way. What it does, it will create a sample form. So there's not much to see here. It just tells you that how the labels and the items, the form elements should be displayed. And then we have another very important feature here, that is the permissions tab, and it is divided into backend, front-end permissions, and special user tab. But for now we will only use the backend and front-end tab. And we have several options here, but in our demonstration I will just tell the front-end users that they're allowed to to enter new data. They are not allowed to edit and delete and anything, but I would like to let them rate. Yeah. The permission system in ContentBuilder works a little bit differently from the Joomla one. Instead of inheritance, you can select the permissions right on the spot. That prevents some confusion that people might have with complex inheritance structures, and gives you the opportunity to easily to allow this and that feature to this and that group. Backend, it will be similar, but as we are to expect it to be an administrator in the backend, I will also allow new, edit, delete, and rating we don't need, but we should be able to see the rating. So we'll enable it too. We can publish it. We don't need states here. I will explain states later. Maybe we can set the article settings, and for this demonstration we don't use languages, so I'll leave that open. Yeah, this would be the part with the permissions. Theoretically, you could force permissions on owner, which is important if you have views that are tied to that's contents are tied to the specific user that is logged in. So the moment you would use one of these options here, it would disable all these other general options here. So only this particular user could manage his content under these permissions. So, but we don't do that here now. We just do the standards, and I'm going to save that for now. And by going back to the view, there we have the advanced options. And here in the advanced options, I tell the display of the view to be in both, in backend and front end. I leave the default. Here it is a theme. Here the default is Joomla free. There are some other sample forms. You could create your own theme plugin, but that's not part of the presentation here. And then we have the columns that have to be shown in the that need to be shown in the list views. And here I would like to see the select column, so you can select the items. I would like to see the edit items, the publish, article we don't need for now. XLS export, yeah, I can show you the XLS export as well. And since we wanted a rating, I will enable rating. You have up to 5 rating slots. One means that you would have like a like feature, so just a thumb up. 2 is an up down, and the classic stars voting starts at 3, but we leave the 5 rating slots. You could change the sort order up to 3 fields, yeah, either ascending or descending. You can have alternative button titles for several buttons, and yeah, MISC features like that you have an exact matching filter and allow external filters. But this is really advanced and not part of this the tutorial as well. So I just wanted you to see where everything is, and then I'm going to save that. And by closing and publishing this view, we should see our first view, address book, in the backend. And then you see that we have yeah, our empty list, and as administrator we can do a little bit more stuff than the front-end user will do. But let me for now create a new item here. Name swap and street, yeah. Let's do the autofill. Oops, no, don't do it. And we don't do it, right. The image we leave empty. I will show you later why. Save everything. I can publish that an entry. I can rate it. Yeah, and by going to the details, I can see yeah, the details of the entry. I can edit it. And since we enabled article creation, there is an article behind this record now. And it's a regular Joomla article, so we have regular article settings that we can change. And ContentBuilder automatically keeps the records in sync with the records in ContentBuilder. So you don't need to worry about that, but keep in mind that it's a good approach that if you need to edit articles, that you really edit the corresponding record in ContentBuilder, and that you're not editing the article in the content manager itself, because the articles are generated. So that would be our administration panel for this address book list. And you saw that we have an image tag here, that introduces an image field here, and I would like to make it an upload field. So going back to that view, I will choose that image field and make it an upload element. And here I just allow JPEGs and PNGs. And you see here that you, in this screen, you also have the ability to choose validations. That's what we're going to do too. Please enter, please upload the file. We could add some validation code. That would be PHP. We can also add some initial JavaScript. We could also declare a PHP action, but we don't do that here for now. Just a simple upload field. And the zip will be mandatory as well, so will be not empty. Same goes for the street and for the name. So if we're going back to our address book and click on edit, you will see that these fields are mandatory, so I'm leaving out the file and I'll save it. Then we will get an error message. So let me see what we have here. iPod photo cache chat icons flags. Oh, let's choose Argentina. File extension not allowed, PNG. Why is that? One moment. Probably made a mistake with the file extensions. So, oh yeah, PNG. Very good. So, saving again. And then going back to our view, edit, and now we're going to choose the Argentina flag again and see it is saved. The Argentina PNG is uploaded. That's what it shows here. But you see that we have the Argentina PNG here, but I would like to see the actual image here and probably in the content itself. So that can easily be done by going back to our view. And then you have this column item wrap code. This is important if you want to show something, if you want to create out of the data that is displayed within the list. In that case, it is the actual image that has been uploaded. So we could, here's a little explanation how to use that field. There are several options, but here I want to use one of the plugins that ship with Content Builder, the image scale plugin. And if you want to use one of the plugins inside this item wrap code, then you need to start it with a dollar symbol, and then like you know it from other plugins, calling the CB image scale plugin, telling it to be, no, 500 is too much, telling it to be 50 pixels, and then saving it. And then we have the content template, and I want to have this in a content template as well. So I will replace the value here of that image, and I will as well call the CB image scale plugin, but this time I need the field name. Here in the content template you always need a field name for this plugin, and it will also be with 50. If I didn't do a mistake here, it should display it now, so let's knock on wood that it happens properly. Yeah, it did. So here is the image actually, and you see that you have the image here. Probably you want to have it open in the model window. That you can do as well. If you're going back to the item web code in the view settings, you can tell it to be open true. And then it will, instead of linking, it will open the image. There are many more options to this image scale plugin. There is a documentation PDF at Crosstech where you can check out the details for its settings. You can also use different things. You could probably use the CB download plugin. I will show you. It won't look nice now, but I just want to I want that you see how it looks like. So you have the preview of the image in one row together with the download of the same image, and it's actually quite a cool feature. So there's a lot of you can create. There is also videos you can add. There is a video plugin separately available from Crosstech. There's a lot to discover. And yeah, now I would like to create a front-end view of this list that we already set up before. And so let me go to the main menu of Joomla and create a new menu item. And here we choose Content Builder List View. And give it a title, will be address book, and in the advanced option we only have that view, so we can only select this. There are several options that you can choose, but the most important in this is that you show a back button. So the back button will be shown in the details, and I'm going to save this. And after opening everything here, you see the same list in the front end, but as you saw, our permissions were set that we only are allowed to enter new records, so there is no edit button, and you see that the edit column is not visible, which is really nice. You don't have to take care of this as well. There's also our XLS export. If you would click on it and have excellent, so it would open the records that are within that list inside an Excel file. So we're almost at the end in our presentation. Maybe a word on the content. By going back to our view setting and content template, you can choose several things regarding articles. You can also turn off article creation, like the default category and everything, and language codes. So this gives you the opportunity to use the content, to use the native content and have a block category layout. There are other things where it's really nice to have for, so you don't have to use other extensions that deal with content. You can just use Content Builder, use the administrative panel, and use Joomla, other Joomla plugins, Joomla itself, to display the contents made with Content Builder with Joomla itself. So it will limit your needs of other components to a minimum, hopefully. And yeah, that's one thing that I wanted to show you. And there is some more stuff that you can check out. I would say that best is that you just download it, grab it from crosstech.de, check out the documentation PDF that we have provided there for you, play around with it, and then you will get more deep insight into what's possible with Content Builder. There are also other tutorials that are right on the spot. If you want to see some other kind of tutorial for content type that you would like to create, and just let us know and we're gonna do it. What I wanted to show you about in the end about the content is a very nice feature, is that you can use Content Builder to create registrations. This would be acting as profile. So you can assign fields from your form to your username field, and password fields and everything. And what's really cool about it is that these contents from these profiles that will be generated can be used in articles. So you can imagine what stuff you can do if you have a feature like this. And yeah, so I hope you're gonna try it out. Yeah, that's it for now, and I hope you had some fun and an insight into Content Builder, and I hope you see you soon. Bye!